They noticed him the moment he walked into the training ground, not because he was loud or flashy or surrounded by cameras, but because he was different. In a place where most players were tall, broad, and confident, he looked ordinary, slim, quiet, almost invisible. Some of the European players exchanged glances. A few smirked. One of them even laughed softly and said, "Is this the new guy?" His name was Miguel Reyes. He came from a small town in the Philippines, a place where football was loved, yes, but never taken as seriously as basketball or boxing. He did not grow up with world-class pitches or expensive boots. He learned to play on dusty fields, barefoot sometimes, using stones as goalposts and school bags as cones. He did not have a famous coach. He did not have a powerful agent. What he had was something no one in that training ground could see yet: hunger, discipline, and a quiet, unbreakable belief. This was his first day at a European training camp, a pre-season program that brought young talents from different parts of the world together. For many, it was a stepping stone to professional contracts. For Miguel, it felt like stepping into another universe. He could hear the languages mixing: Spanish, French, English, German, Italian. The laughter was confident. The movements were sharp. These were players who had grown up in academies, who had been scouted since they were children, who knew they were good. And then there was him. During warm-up, he tried to stay focused. He stretched, he jogged, he touched the ball gently, feeling its weight, its texture, reminding himself, this is still football. Same game, same rules, same ball. But the looks did not stop. One tall striker from France whispered something to his friend, and they both laughed. A midfielder from Spain looked at Miguel's boots and shook his head. They were not mocking him loudly. That would have been cruel. But their faces said enough. When the first passing drill began, Miguel was nervous. His first touch was a little heavy. Someone sighed. Someone else rolled his eyes. "Relax," one of the coaches said. "It's just training." Just training. But to Miguel, it felt like everything. He remembered his mother the night before he left. She had held his hands and said, "You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just play the way you always play." His father had not said much. He just hugged him and whispered, "We're proud of you." Those words stayed in his head as the session went on. The drills became more intense. Small-sided games, pressing, quick transitions. Miguel started to settle in. His touches became cleaner, his passes more confident. But still, no one really noticed him. The ball rarely came to him. Then came the scrimmage. 2 teams, bibs on, full intensity. Miguel was placed as a striker, but not the main one. More like the extra, the one filling space. The game started fast. The Europeans played with speed and confidence. Quick passes, sharp movements. Miguel ran, pressed, tried to get into good positions, but he was often ignored. When he raised his hand to call for the ball, no one passed. At one point, he was wide open in the box. The winger chose to shoot instead. Missed. Someone laughed. "He was open," another said. "Didn't even see him." Miguel said nothing. He just kept running. Then, around the middle of the game, something changed. The ball was intercepted in midfield. It bounced once, twice, and rolled toward Miguel. For a split second, he hesitated. This was his moment. He could either play it safe or play the way he always played back home. He took a touch forward, then another. A defender rushed toward him. Miguel feinted left, went right, and slipped past him. Another defender came in. Miguel pushed the ball slightly ahead and used his body to shield it. He could hear someone shout, "Press him!" He didn't panic. He kept moving. He saw the goalkeeper step forward. He did not shoot immediately. He waited. One more touch. Then calmly, he chipped the ball over the keeper. The ball floated in the air. Time seemed to slow, and then it dropped into the net. Silence. For a second, no one said anything. Then someone clapped. Then another. Then the coach shouted, "Good goal!" Miguel jogged back to his position, heart pounding, trying not to smile too much. The game continued. This time, something was different. His teammates started to look for him. He received the ball more often. He made simple passes, smart runs. He did not try to be flashy. He just played efficiently. And then came the second moment. A fast counterattack. The ball was wide on the right. Miguel sprinted into the box. Two defenders followed him. The winger looked up and crossed. The cross was not perfect. It was a bit behind him. Miguel adjusted his body in mid-air and without even looking at the goal, flicked the ball with his heel. The goalkeeper never moved. Goal. This time, there was no silence. There were shouts, whistles, laughter, the good kind. "Where did that come from?" someone said. The French striker who had laughed earlier just stared at Miguel. The game ended shortly after. In the changing room, the atmosphere was different. People were talking, smiling. One of the players came to Miguel and said, "That second goal? That was crazy." Miguel just nodded. "Thanks." That night, in his room, he could not sleep. He kept replaying the goals in his head. But he also knew something important. One good day means nothing if you cannot repeat it. The next days were harder. The coaches pushed them. Harder drills, tougher matches. Miguel was tired. His legs were heavy. He missed chances. He made mistakes. And the doubts came back. Maybe that first day was just luck. Maybe he didn't really belong here. But then he remembered the dusty fields, the long runs, the early mornings, the late nights, the times he trained alone because no one else showed up. He had not come this far by accident. Little by little, he found his rhythm again. He was not the fastest. He was not the strongest. But he was smart. He read the game well. He knew where to be before the ball arrived. He pressed defenders until they made mistakes. He made runs that created space for others. And sometimes, he scored. By the end of the first week, people were talking about him. "Have you seen the Filipino striker? He's not flashy, but he's effective. He's always in the right place." The laughter was gone, replaced by respect. One afternoon, there was a friendly match against a local second division team. This was more serious. Scouts were watching. Miguel started on the bench. He sat there, calm, focused, watching the game. His team was struggling. The defenders were strong. The midfield was crowded. Chances were rare. At halftime, it was still 0-0. The coach looked at Miguel. "You're in?" Miguel nodded. He stepped onto the pitch and took a deep breath. 10 minutes passed. Not much happened. Then, in the 63rd minute, a long ball was played forward. Miguel ran. The defender was taller, stronger. They jumped. Miguel did not win the header, but he landed first. The ball bounced. He turned, shot, goal. The crowd made a small noise, polite applause, but the scouts were writing something down. The game opened up after that. In the 78th minute, Miguel made a run that pulled two defenders away. The winger cut inside and scored. In the 85th minute, Miguel pressed the goalkeeper, forced a bad pass, intercepted it, and scored again. 3-0. After the match, the coach put his hand on Miguel's shoulder. "Good job." That night, his phone buzzed. A message from his mother. "We watched the highlights. We're so proud of you." He sat on his bed and smiled. The tournament continued. Some days were good, some days were not. But one thing had changed forever. No one laughed anymore. They listened when he spoke. They passed him the ball. They trusted him. At the end of the program, the coach called him into the office. "We've had interest," he said, "from a small club. It's not a big one, not yet, but it's a start." Miguel nodded, trying to stay calm. Inside, his heart was racing. A start. When he called home, his father was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "You did it." Miguel replied softly, "Not yet, but I'm closer." Years later, people would talk about that Filipino striker who came from nowhere, the one they laughed at, the one they underestimated. But Miguel would always remember that first day, the looks, the smiles, the silence after the first goal. And he would remember something even more important, that sometimes the world does not need to believe in you. As long as you believe in yourself and you are willing to work in silence, the moment will come. And when it does, let your football do the talking.